Hey everybody, it's your girl Kay. Um, I'm actually it's funny, but it's not funny. I'm actually here to go ahead and do the part 5 of the twin flame conundrum construct. And this is actually going to be the failsafe video. And I say that because and the irony of all of this uh, is the fact that the failsafe is what really brought me back to making this video. That being said, please keep in mind, or that I would like to preface this video, that all this information I'm going to tell you, it is inherently based off my own journey towards the self and my own perspective, consciousness of spirituality, and so please take the time to experiment or experience this information and discern it for yourselves. That being said, yeah. So, ironically, the failsafe. Yeah. So the biggest failsafe between or within or of the twin flame construct is actually love. And I know that it's just so like love, really, yeah, really, I say that because love in itself is a fifth dimensional construct. So it is not limited. It's akin to, but not limited to, how you love your significant other, how you love to do the job that you do, how you love to, wine and dine and take care of yourself. It's all of those things. And so when we refer to love in the context of masculine and feminine energies, the way you love is the same way that they actively and passively work / coincide together. So, if you really want to there's no such thing as shortcuts in the context of this experience, experience. But if you really take the time to comprehend how you love and how that construct, because we're referring to this from a fifth dimensional perspective, and how that construct of love tessellates or phies out in all of your experiences. I keep wanting to say the word experiments. Weird. You will start to recognize how your love, or your, the word consciousness wants to come out, wants to step in for you in ways that you didn't think that it would before. So when you think about love in the context of masculine and feminine energies, this is you understanding what it means to be your authentic self. This is we're literally going to take a moment to talk about love in the context of your authenticity, because when you are being authentic to yourself, you are in the state of love. And so you know that, or you would know, or beginning to know, or becoming in the process of knowing that you are being your authentic self by unifying these energies. But this is also understanding how you function to the point where, you'll be like, yeah, I will go out with a group of friends, or not. For some reason, hanging out with people today does not feel right. Or, yes, I'm going to sit here and I'm a marathon through this work, but something tells me I should probably stop within the next 2 hours. Or understanding yourself to the point where, yes, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, but understanding yourself to the point where you know that you are going to get around to something, or that you're not going to get around to something. And when I say this, it's kind of like the fail safe is in the context of learning or understanding how to love yourself, so to the point where you can be conscientious of, it's like being conscientious of your own experience, but you have to understand in the context of authenticity, this may mean that for some people, or for some individuals, that you may have to not do something, um, even though it's like not doing things, even though it's not so much as like it's kind of like understanding when you're supposed to go against the grain, because you know your time is your time, or your instance is unique to you and only you. And so this is why in some instances you cannot gauge what you're supposed to be doing on the scale are good or bad, because sometimes it could be the main reason why you may have troubles working on the task today is because you're probably not meant to do it. Or that there could be, yes, from a synchronistic perspective, the reasons why you could be waylaid in something could be because you're probably not meant to do that right now. Or organically speaking, or energetically speaking, the energies are not correct, and that's not on not necessarily on you. It could be that from a bigger perspective, that the things that you think that you're supposed to do is not what you're supposed to be doing, because the energies are not ready for that to come forth. And so this is why it's heavily important to understand how you love from an active and passive perspective, because this will really bring this in for you from a yes, I know, from a fifth dimensional experience. And I will say this, that this is kind of a pot calling the kettle black type situation, because and this is why I was laughing about this before, because originally I wanted to make this video sooner, but I didn't feel that I saw it and I had the experience, but I felt like I did not have enough either information, insight, or momentum, or all of the above to circumvent the hell. Spirit's not playing any games today. Like, Spirit is literally out here like roasting me to put it out, like put this out here. But it was like I had an experience, and this is the reason why I say like love is like the failsafe between your masculine and feminine energies, because what was it, like in August, like I had an experience. Yeah, I'm saying experience, but the word experiment keeps coming up. Where you know, I was getting ready for an event, and I was just going about my day, I was at the grocery store. I was getting in drinks and whatnot so I can prepare for the evening. And like I would run into people, and people were asking questions, or like certain conversations or connections with people outside of me were inherently linked to the things that I was passionate about. And then like as the evening progressed, I took the time to really you know, get into my gig, to get ready to go off to go dancing that evening. And I had a moment where it was intrinsically interesting, where I got to see a instance of myself. It's like a weird experience where I see myself outside myself, but I don't think that's exactly what I'm supposed to be talking about right now. But my point being is that I had an interesting experience where I was exactly where I needed to be. I was around people. I guess you could say I found my tribe. Like, I was around like-minded individuals. And this is one of those situations where it felt like the world was so small. Like the world was so small where you know, you run into people and you'll run into people who have similar interests of you know, people, like-minded individuals who are into the thing that you're into, that are you know, doing the things that are in your realm or spectrum in your spectrum or field of work or field of interests. You'll run into people who are similar to it. You'll run into people who have similar backgrounds to you. You'll run into you run into a coven. What the fuck? What the fuck? But you know, it was just like you start to recognize how the things that you love start to show up, not only from within you, but they're also showing up outside of you. And this is how you start to understand how you start to come to terms with when you're getting closer and closer in the context of your own union. I will admit, surrendering to your authenticity may or may not be easy for most people, because it's just like, yeah, this is love, but you have to understand how you love may show up in different ways. I will wholeheartedly admit everybody does not love the same way. And so it's really impertinent to understand and comprehend that it's time. Understand and comprehend. It's time to show up and grow. I have no idea where this is coming from. But that does make sense, because it's just like, because there's going to be instances where you're going to recognize love, and instances that you do recognize, because technically love is always there, but instances where you really recognize that love is there, like in your face, like, hey, that's when you're gonna know that that's a instance for you to really take action. Yeah, like you're really gonna be pressed as I was today, to really stand up for yourself and do the things that you truly wanted to do, or do the things that you truly want. And this is why I say this is why I'm saying, like for some of you guys out there, it could be for you guys to come into union is to go off the beaten path and actually do that thing that you're passionate about. Like, you are never too old to do the things that you want to do. There's no such thing as something being too far-fetched. I mean, like, yeah, sometimes, like, you may have to do things that people may not agree with. Sometimes you may have to do stuff where it may not be the popular vote. Sometimes you may do stuff that goes against the grain in the context of the people, class, or individuals that you were with. But you have to understand, like, your journey is yeah, your journey is your journey, but also your modality. Am I going into modalities right now? Is it modalities? It's like, your thing is your thing, and you have to stand by your thing, because if you truly wanted it, you would not let's just say if there was something that you truly wanted to do, or something that you were truly passionate and engrossed about, like, you would not take the time to like, you wouldn't dilly-dally, you wouldn't be swayed by fears. If it was something that you really loved, like, let me bring this back. If it's something that you truly love to do, because love is not only in the context of how you love people, but in the context of passions. Because if you love yourself, you'll let yourself do the passions and do the things that you're passionate about, regardless of what other people say. So if you're passionate about singing and people probably think you sing off key, do it anyways, because it's that's you doing you. That's you being authentic to yourself. If you're really like dancing and you can't hold it in all the time because dancing is a part of you and that's something that you love, that means that you're being authentic to yourself. By all means, roll through and just dance. I mean, I get it. Like, you can't really keep that in, right? And so that's why sorry, I lost like the momentum was there. So that's why I say, like, in the context of love is not just a single perspective of something. It's fifth dimensional. It's everything. And by understanding how you love, you'll be able to recognize when your energies are showing up that are coming through, the asking you that, hey, this is a standard of love. We need you to I'm hearing shit or get off the pot, but yeah, that's what it that's what it is in that concept. So I hope that this information is helpful for you. I know for sure, like, even me getting to this point, like, I had to because I don't know, I'm like, it's like a little at the moment, but like, even me getting to this point, I had to take the time to recognize the love within me and the love outside of me, to recognize that, hey, this is something that I actually like doing. This is something that I really want to do. And so I guess for a brief moment, I want to make a footnote for anybody that wants to do something but they may be fearful of doing it. Like, don't think twice. Do not think twice. If it's something that you're truly passionate about and and these concepts and constructs are coming up within you, and you're seeing them or seeing how this is subjectively playing out outside of you, but you're still fearful of doing it, don't think about it and just do it. But don't worry about what other people have to say about it, because what other people think of you is not your business. Like, if you're truly passionate about what it is that you love, or technically if you truly loved it, you're going to do it anyway because it's authentic to you. And so yeah, I really hope that this information was helpful for you. By all means, please only take what resonates with you. Experiment and experience this information for yourselves, okay? Have a wonderful day.